Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim Watson speaking. So let's have a look at the market. So starting off with silver for a change actually. In fact, before I do that, I should talk about the news and the risk coming into the markets today from news events, economic data. We've already had the Reserve Bank of Australia Governor Lowe speaking. 9:30 we've got the final services PMI. These final figures really, even when they come out slightly better than expected, have very little effect on the markets. In fact, so many of these economic figures coming out at the moment have very little effect on the market. We do have non-farm payrolls coming up on Friday. We've got the Bank of England tomorrow. Be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, we've got OPEC meetings today. I don't expect too much coming from that either way. And ADP non-farms at 115 today. Now, they used to create some volatility. I think most people completely ignore them now. And the US ISM services figure coming in at 3 p.m. Now, it might just move a little bit more, but I don't expect too much. Crude oil inventories at 3:30 will certainly have an effect on oil price, I would expect. Okay, so there we are. That's where we are with those. Let's have a look at the markets. Starting off with silver today then. We saw a complete give back there yesterday of a lot of that move on oil on the dailies here. It's largely brought about apparently by margin changes. Now, reading more, this was actually a bigger trading. The bigger traders had moved into oil, silver even. Moved into silver a lot more, and the bigger margins on silver has spoilt this, and gap filled, and see what happens. There's still potential for this to push up with the more bullish outlook. I saw, was it JP Morgan or one of them was suggesting that it would be about $30 is a reasonable price, but it hit that $30 and people took profit by looks of things. Anyway, we'll see what happens. No one trusts what those banks say. We'll see what the differences and the changes with margin will stop some traders getting in there. So, looking at the currencies, euro dollar, starting off with the euro dollar here then, and goodness, some people just getting out of bed. Morning Stanley. Euro dollar, and lower highs coming through here. Really sorted out yesterday into its monthly S1, still looking soft again. As I said yesterday, watch out around the 8 o'clock zone. We saw yesterday it popped up there, then eventually dropped, and at the moment, look at it, it's just looking like it's going to roll over again on this from this 4-hourly chart, and I'm just sort of seeing this sort of rollback. Looks like it's got some downside. However, just watch out. 8 o'clock yesterday, 8 o'clock, what did it do? It put in that solid old green bar there, and then eventually rolled over later. Just patience for me, but I do think the downside is the easiest route at this stage. The pound yesterday, it ended up marginally up on the day, but it does look like it's softening a little here, and that certainly lower highs have been confirmed in over the last yesterday we saw the break of that significant trend line there, and it's shaping up like it wants to sell off some more. At the moment, 756, we're seeing a little bit of a rally here. What would make me buy it? Nothing at the moment. I may look to sell it depending on post 8 o'clock. We'll watch it. I think the euro looks a better sell than the pound, but we'll see how things set up here. But it does look like it's got more downside potential there as well. Dollar yen. It's pushed well outside my old regression channel here, and it looks like 105.53 could be on the cards, or 105.60 at the rate it's going over the next month or so. It seems at the speed it moves at times, a few days maybe, but it is slowing down. The momentum's sort of slowing out of this movement. We're getting longer periods of consolidation through the moves. Okay, it's maybe gallivanting off at the moment, and looks like it's got again further upside here. It just looks like a double top. May slow it up for a little while. We're seeing these double tops coming in and a little bit of a rollback. May see the same again. but still looks bullish there. So the sort of unwinding of the US dollar shorts and the seems to be the main theme here. Aussie dollar still rolling over. This wasn't helped, of course, with the central bank there suggesting rates won't be increased to 2024, and it had a decent effect yesterday. A bit more of a bounce running on at the moment, and we've seen a bit of a bounce for all these, but how long they'll last for we'll see. And as I say, post 8 o'clock I'll be watching these and see if there's any weakness coming through. Aussies has been for long periods one of the stronger pairings against its peers. It may be still dropping against the US dollar here, but it has been sitting quite well recently. Talking of the stronger currencies, the New Zealand dollar by far holding up the best of the big seven, if you like, and looking quite solid yesterday, and even this morning, running through the Asian session into this morning, it's been pushing up there. The effect, obviously, it's a lot stronger. It's the strongest currency out there without looking at the cross pairs with it. You can just see what's happening here on the 60-minute time frame, all looking quite strong. Again, we're just seeing this a bit of dollar selling going on at the moment, and these markets are all seeing the same thing here. Do I want to buy this? Not really where it sits. It's got an untouched pivot below. It's quite rangy. It's into these double tops here. Maybe it will carry on pushing, but I just think there's too much risk with this stronger dollar running through at the moment. Looking then at the S&Ps. I will come, actually, before I do that, I'll do it now. Let's just look at the Aussie New Zealand dollar. This is a pair that I wanted a rally in and it never happened. I wanted it to pull back to its weekly pivot. I was looking for it last week to happen and it never happened, and it's just literally given everything back here. Such a lovely overall. It did come back to its weekly pivot. I missed it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I should have set the alarm on it. It's done its weekly pivot. There we go. And well, Kim missed it. So there's the trade that I missed. There it is, right up there. I don't know how I missed that, but I did. There we go. Missed it, and off it's gone. And it's to me, it's just when it runs like this, it's great trade. It's so smooth, not massive pullbacks. Didn't even see that pullback. Anyway, there you go. I thought I'd look at that pair, but that pair is certainly on downward move. S&Ps, sorry, I had to do that. S&Ps, questions here. I did a video yesterday and someone said, well, look, hang on a minute, you're saying the dollar's getting stronger, yet the S&Ps are going up. So, yeah, the correlation on these markets, when you look at them, generally that's what happens. However, there are things in place at the moment, and which is seeing this go a little bit against the trend at this stage. Certainly when we see sell-offs of the equity market, we see the dollar pushing up, but we're not seeing quite the same at the moment with the dollar pushing up or the S&Ps pushing up here. There is a lot of belief that the fiscal stimulus is going to help the stocks a lot more, and well, we're seeing the actual picture of what's happening there at this stage. Any worries and concerns in that will sell off, and we'll see the dollar go up, strengthen more. But at the moment, this is going sort of counter-intuitive like in terms of its way. It happens at times. Be prepared. Okay. Anyway, it's the S&Ps, and the S&Ps I think is just, I'm so bullish them for the longer term. I don't think it's wise selling against them when there's such little so little interest in the way of interest rates. Right, I've said that so many times. Gold. Gold's not really going with silver at the moment. Someone did ask me, is it a leading indicator? Well, I suppose it came off yesterday, and so did silver. Is one leading indicator of the other. Gold did catch on the coattails, I suppose, a tad, but it's hardly put in new highs or anything like that. It never really ran off significantly, and it's back to sort of gold actually dropped beyond its lows from last week. There, it's actually broken last week's lows, and well, not looking great, and this is more in line with a stronger dollar. But anyway, there we are, running it down, looking soft at the moment on gold. And finally, oil. I say finally, almost finally. If I can do it, I'll. So oil surging up at times, and it's had a good old run this week. It's just come back to dailies here. You just see so there's quite a surge. Maybe missing something that is going to happen with OPEC, but as I said yesterday, when prices start pushing up this high, there'll be more producers trying to sell their oil at a much better premium. So I think those it puts a lot of pressure on people sticking to their quotas. That's all I'll say. And at some point, maybe we'll see a correction, but not yet. There we go. It's hanging in there. Normally, again, strong dollar, weaker price on the oil market, but it's not at the moment. It is still pushing up, so something will give. Okay, that's pretty much there. Let's see if I can carefully switch across. He says, using the right bit of software, and quickly take you across to see if I can get that to come in play. It's not going to come across for me today, is it? It's not going to play. No, it's not going to work for me. Okay, I won't do that in that case. I'll talk about it. Ripple then. I'll do it for traders in our room then. For those following Ripple, well, it certainly popped and dropped, and yesterday didn't do too much at all yesterday, and today, well, it's probably not too far off of a reasonable value in terms of buying. It's back into its prior highs at these sort of levels. It may be an opportunity to pitch in there, in my humble opinion. Bitcoin will just pop onto that, and Bitcoin's moving its way back up there, a bit more solid, back up to that sort of 36,000 area, and as I say, looking quite solid. Higher lows coming through there, looking relatively solid at the moment. But as I say with these, and I'll continue saying, they're long-term investments trades rather than investments necessarily, but long-term trades, and they should be treated as such. So just looking at them and maintaining them from a end of week daily basis is probably sufficiently good on that. I wish you a great day, a trading day, and I will be back with you in the morning. Apparently, I've just noticed that Ethereum broke yesterday. Let's just have a quick look at Ethereum. Sorry if you can't see this on the YouTube site, but if you look at the Ethereum chart, if I can pick up an Ethereum, there we go. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Ethereum, it's been just continuing its shove up there. Ethereum, if you see, Ethereum outperforming both Bitcoin and Ripple and quite a lot of the other markets at the moment. Certainly pushing up there, making new daily highs. Right, on that note, wish you a great one. I will speak to you tomorrow morning on the YouTube channel. The rest of you guys, I'll see you in a minute.